We set it back for our main internet connection. Welcome back to the unofficial part of Vehicle Legends. That we're today, that we just got ourselves a limited vehicle, 1936 miles driven from the start. And I'm not very sure that this legal person's that's saying these dumb things as well. But first off, we got a limited Lamborghini. It has been remodeled, some sort of frictional things like somewhere else. And then we got another limited supercar. Will be absolutely for the track focused supercar as well. The Corvette Z06. And probably it's absolutely something is not going to be for least favorite as well, because something is going to be some sort of a legal person is going to be trying to follow me as well. This is probably some sort of a little bit for a terrorism of these cars as well. So we're heading all the way to the gas station as fast. It sounds like soft, including the Lamborghini as well. I'm gonna be respawning this thing as well, but we're very sure it's a little bit pretty low as well. A quiet V10 sound as well, that we won't able to eventually just gonna be trying to jump all the way out of here. So what did I expect Lee to do so? We're just gonna be parking the C8 Z06 around its true out here that we own this car for the limited time, and now you have last 10 days to own this vehicle before it's gone turned limited as well. Well, yes, I called it the Koenigsegg CCXR. I just bought it from the Ultimate Driving, and turns out it was the modifications about for the Koenigsegg as well. Not pretended to be like this thing, and I suggest to pretend like an XLP or the XLT like these Koenigseggs as well. So the top speed should be 295 to 311 miles per hour in the maximum speed, but starting on to a 1936 miles driven, it is not indeedly possible that we're going to be tested as well. Now before we're going to be raking for just a little bit this is the race in progress. A little bit for many more of these people. So any of these races were not going to be intended to do this. So looks like we're in race in progress. It has a V10 and it has a supercharger with no aspiration update in Ultimate Driving. So but first off, we're going to be waiting, and then next we're going to be battling against for the rest of their enemies. I could able to zoom out because it's not too far enough, and because of some sort of illegal music that doesn't gonna be faced off. And we're going to be battle with the Mac C2 and the Bugatti Bolide. Eventually using a Bugatti Bolide. So we just eventually turn on the lights. It's Le Mans time, and it's gonna be perfect for the enthusiastics. So we're going to be taking all the way for the Gens for a blast of one time as well. Even because we stayed around in second place, it has been 16 seconds, and it's not gonna be moving. Everybody is not moving because I have completely gone froze and I'm unable to jump out of the vehicle. So the moon does not set, and everything is absolutely loaded properly. But eventually, it's still gonna be making towards like it's gonna be good things as well. So anybody is still moving as well because of this one froze thing. Unfortunately, the Bugatti Bolide isn't going to be getting away as well, but still, it has absolutely going to be making towards to fly all the way up here to get against the fastest acceleration. So one thing is, we need to get our fuelie upgrades about this thing. We ended up in the 65 seconds on time, so almost down to 60 seconds as well. So the next thing we're gonna be testing down is circuit, and once we turn off the headlights down, and I'm not sure that we're in second place, So, but all because of this one staff. He just left the car as well and turned into some sort of likely these things. The top speed test isn't quite enough perfect as well. And then next step we're gonna be doing as the track test. And we officially not gonna be to do what is intendedly. He lost connection into this game, or probably into ours for the pole position isn't going to be just like back. So I wonder that we're going to be using the SF90 Stradale, which is eventually faster than the Remax Concept 2, and probably using array for just going to be making towards like this small like for a under 60 seconds. Over 60 seconds onto the racetrack, we'll be using around the night trucks as well. And before we cannot able to make things slow down, I need to get much more horsepower yet. Unless we have some sort of supercharge that's going to be going on. It looks like we probably use around of supercharge as well, instead of turbochargers as possible. So, looks like the 2024 Bugatti Bolide has been DNF, and looks like nothing is going to be near in progress to do this. By testing of this vehicle around here, we have a few couple of more races to do this. Before I just sold this vehicle, it comes for a limited time, but we eventually purchased there, and it cannot be able to be sold. If I sold this vehicle, then it was the limited time to do this. We cannot open up the chat filter as possible, and we have slightly 1942 miles driven. And that's why we're going to be using to battle in against Bugatti Chiron Super Sports. He doesn't like to race with me into this world race. So all you have to do is we're going to be testing around for the top speed test. It was 295 miles per hour. But first off, we put onto this racing tires, and then the billboard showed up for just probably one thing. We're gonna be keeping on blasting like this all the way to the 7th gear. We just currently blast using a nitrox as well. We currently have a few more things to do this, and that is the final top speed of its 295 miles per hour, and I'm pretty sure it was under 30 seconds, $12,000 that we just came here. So all we have to do is we're gonna be doing to be racing once again. So right back at behind, and we just ended up being stuck over here, and so I'm not sure, it's not gonna be pretty good as whatsoever. So we cut it off for our likely at least. So it's not eventually we talked around for this very much longer. 295 miles per hour. Unfortunately, that doesn't gonna be talking around for this thing. We completed to reach about for 200 miles per hour, and we're ended up in over 30 seconds. We're almost being muted because we are going to be trying again. So, but the last time race that we did for a quarter mile, and we're just gonna be currently try to blast things up, and before I'll be getting my $12,000 back for myself, and it's going to be making towards like its final destination to blast all the way to 195 miles per hour. Let's see, it is 313 miles per hour, and which is also under 29 seconds. So the next thing we need to do, it's time to give ourselves a rematch, but I'm probably very sure we're gonna be doing this again, battling with the Bugatti Bolide as well. So unfortunately, he hates to race with me, and that is why it's absolutely pretty cursed. All of the sudden, it's not going to be likely these things as well. So time for the 0 to 60 competition, and making sure that is going to be for a 1950 miles driven as well. Unfortunately, we cannot able to finish for so much races because I'm stuck in second place. 8 seconds, but I'm not very sure that we're going to be completed in against one, I guess. We just completely given ourselves for a last place, but I'm not going to be very sure that we're going all the way into the garage himself. Until 1950 miles driven, let's just probably making for a slowdown as well. So it's not gonna be pretty good, I guess. It's absolutely very probably to do so, because that will be the end of this video. $161,000 as well. Now it's time for our $85,000 to upgrade this thing, and looks like we have eventually for the engine upgrades 4 to 311 miles per hour and improved for top speed transmission. So I'm never gonna be meant to do this. Improved transmission isn't to do this. What is going to be a slower acceleration? But the drivetrain is always rear-wheel drive, and it's absolutely using as a supercharger. $40,000, which means required to do this. Before I wasn't able to sell this vehicle. 29 new messages, and we absolutely having for a improved style edition as well. But I guess we're gonna be getting back all the way towards to the highway races and battling with the Hennessy Venom GT, just like Shining Glitter Cookie just absolutely own it. And I'm not pretty sure that we're gonna be testing around for the top speed. Let's see. We're reaching all the way for about 311 miles per hour it is. So, but unfortunately, we cannot able to take around for this various one style over here. And we're gonna be taking around for it's blasting all the way. It's just like the Vert Wheeler is blasting all the way from 300 miles an hour. And as you can see, 326 miles per hour, which is a current best of the top speeds. And now the legal Koenigsegg as well. Blasted all the way into this one front. I have to get much as over $1 million as possible. We're not going to be selling some supercars overall. We still need to get a little bit as possible. We still have radios going on for about here for many more axes as well. And it's time to be at 311 miles per hour. So unlikely we just gonna be trying for our best top speed to do this. I have winning 28.43 seconds, which is going to be for leading towards into the final test. And always, it is absolutely pretty over to do this. So it's time to hit ourselves for a battle for a Hennessy Venom. It's time for our top speed battles for our first time. And I'm not very sure this isn't going to be just like this one before. And let's be sure to blast all the way towards like this crazy legal monstrosity vehicles as somewhere. As before we're reaching all the way to 200 miles per hour. It's gonna be exactly how perfect thing it was. It's still going to be making towards like good things or something. 311 miles per hour all the way to 330 miles per hour, which will be our top speed record as well. 28.38. I just got a new record for this only one all of the time as well. So eventually they hated to race from me as well, and especially we're gonna be fighting against the final moment. Let's just prepare for the final countdown and let's just get ourselves a go. Look at how its top speed it is. He's blasting over 300 miles per hour and against our fastest acceleration as well. So because in our acceleration was so smooth and realistic as well, they decided to be changing in towards like this thing as well. And we're gonna be came to blast towards to a 330 miles per hour. He got 25.03 miles per hour as well. 25.03 seconds, 28.13 seconds. And that will be the end of this video. Again, ended up here as well. We're almost there to 2,000 miles driven. and probably that will be the end of this video. Before I sold my vehicle as well, it goes on to the limited time, and you cannot able to be selling for at once. If I just sold the vehicle, and guess what, it will be costing for a lot of dollars as well. So I'm not very sure that we're going to be trying to get ourselves for the volume back on, and 35 new messages is absolutely on our way. So if I just sold this vehicle, and it's only just one thing to sell this car for this thing as well. So because of all of this limited time vehicle, and he actually stealing this vehicle as well, and that's why you should not be able to steal of this vehicle of mine as well. And because of this thing, we're gonna be signing off for today's video, and we will be trying to gaining up all the way to the limited time as well. Let's go see in the dealership as well. But once I get out of the car and went inside towards into the dealership, we're going inside of just for the very first time. But you just absolutely own of this thing, because unfortunately the Pagani around of this like this probably one thing has been sold out. So this is another limited time vehicle. It has original rims as well, and I literally got this for 5 million credits in cash that you require thing as well. I already own of this vehicle for something for a one pretty much exclusive time as well. We cannot able to purchase for this vehicle. If I sold this vehicle, it will go off. Cannot able to buy for these cars as well, and most especially I'm unable to buy for many more things as possible. And slightly we guess we cannot able to get all the way to $1 million in cash before Christmas time is on our way to driving Empire. So it's time to exit for this dealership out of here, and would somebody who just steal my Koenigsegg. I will not able to lock my car itself. We're gonna be keeping ourselves unlocked, and that should be the end as well. So if you enjoy and about for this video about getting of this limited time Koenigsegg CCXR, leave a like and subscribe and click that bell, and that I just set into orange vehicle or orange color as well, and that was pretty absolutely good. And this is Turbo Concept is signing off, and I'm probably that I'll see you street racing geeks all later. That were ended up in over 15 minutes time for this video, so I'm not making sure that we're gonna be making towards like for 20 minutes of this video. So let's going for a world race since I just completely lose. And the final thing we're gonna be doing for our Need for Speed test challenge to do this as whatsoever. So let's turn back the volume, set into 3 back as well, and let's just get ourselves for the Bloxy Wood circuit as well. No one ever likes me because unfortunately everybody has always quit because there were legal pros and executive behavior as well. You can press T for some a little bit sort of likely these things as well. So I cannot explaining things as reason why. So I won't able to use the nitrox anymore because I set into the race tires, and we're gonna be making sure it's gonna be good on wheels to blast all the way like this thing as well. So it's absolutely for some sort of a Forza Horizon 3, and we're still absolutely using our nitrox as well. And by the way, it's gonna be best to do this or driven of this vehicle by sometimes. Horizon 3 is absolutely not going to be really perfect. It was not just frictional. It was not just something is going to be making sure it's better yet. And since I just brake and probably turn as well, that will lose steering as possible. And because that is slightly the anti-lock brake problems out here. Before I just completely buying a limited vehicles or any of limited vehicles or track focus and non-anti-lock brakes. It was under 80 seconds as well. We probably making sure that we're going to be on good time for this thing. So this is absolutely pretty better like Shining Glitter Cookie as well, unless we turning around pink as possible. Now we're gonna be doing something a little bit better, track race. And although we're gonna be making towards like nice things as anyways, very possible to do this, that we're just completely taking around for this pole position. I need to making sure that we're all the way towards the $50,000. So any one of these making monies as well. Everybody hates me before in the Vehicle Legends and Driving Empire and many more like these things such as Ultimate Driving or many like these things as well. So we're currently upgrading to these powerful things as well. I just completely made my revenge and probably I'm going to be using the SSC Ultimate Arrow, and that was exactly that how I missed. So looks like before we're gonna be end of this video over here, enthusiastic cars is absolutely a thing for the only one ourselves. Not our new cars and futuristic like these things. When it comes to futuristic cars like the non-enthusiastic way, it's gonna be making towards like bad things happen to you and your life as well. So we have $131,000 in cash, and that will be slightly the end of this video. For the Shining Glitter standoff, this is absolutely Shining Glitter standoff as well, so I didn't absolutely say for this many times. This is a wrap up, okay, around for just many more of these things. Thanks for watching and for all your support, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and click that bell, and the game is linked in the description, and you'll be required for 5 million credits in cash to own this vehicle for 5 million credits as well. Thank you for watching. And this is Turbo Concept is signing off, and I do not able to reach amount of credits as possible before I must get myself for 1 million credits back, because I'm just started to be bad at English as well.